Welcome to Highway Homestead. We are about to trim our goat hooves and we want to take you along and show you how to do it. It's something we've never done on a video and we'd like to show you how we do it with our kinders.
Well, the roosters are crowing, gotta rise and shine. Daylight's a burning, ain't got a lot of time. When the day is over and the work's all done, we'll sing and dance and have a little fun.
As she was saying, we're gonna trim our kinders, and you can see them going crazy behind us. It's a great time of year to show you guys this because it's probably the worst time of year for their hooves. It's mud here in East Tennessee, so you can see why it is important to trim the hooves. So we're gonna start with Gracie. She's on the milk stand. She's got some feed. That way we can just hold her in place, and then you're going to take and grab the back foot. You can they have a little joint here that you can get your thumb in, and that holds it there. And they do kick a lot at this point. One thing you're going to do is take your shears. These are very sharp, so be careful and not cut yourself. But if there's a lip, which on hers there is, because these do grow and you have to trim them because they're on soft ground, not rocky ground. But you can see that there's poop and dirt, mud, all in these crevices, and you want to clean that out because if you don't, you're going to get hoof rot. I trim that up, and then you can see there's a natural cavity here that starts to form. What I like to do is I'll trim that down, trim that piece off, and then there's still even more dirt and poop, is I'll go in there and angle that off and trim it all down. Well, it's white. If you go down too far and it's pink, you can actually cut and they'll start bleeding. And if they do start to bleed, then you can use cornstarch just to stop it up and make it coagulate. And again, you just want to trim it all down to where it's flush. And if you were to leave a high spot, then you could always take a pair of rasps and clean that up, which I've never had to do that. I've got pretty good with the trimmers. But you just want to go through and make sure you clean out all the poop, all the dirt, and get everything down as flush as possible with the pad of their foot. And I don't know if you can see the pad, but you have pad here, it's nice and soft, and then you have their actual hoof there, that's what I'm trimming. You do not trim this area. It is, again, soft, it's flesh, and if you trim that, they can bleed.
So I think too, you need to try and clean the mud in between the toes right here, just because it doesn't, you can see I'm getting that off there, but it doesn't, it might not get in between and like cause hoof rot, but I don't think it's healthy for them to be against their hooves like that anyways, especially since, you know, it's East Tennessee and winter and muddy.
So typically the front hooves they grow a little bit better or faster. I guess they don't put as much weight and just hop around, so they don't wear down as much as the back hooves. We usually have to spend just a little bit more time on the front hooves. Seem to be more dirt, poop, and all that goodness shoved in there.
And also, we're going to trim the baby hooves in a minute, but you might not be able to hear me because they holler when you take them away from their mama. You need to start trimming your baby hooves probably when they're about a month old. About 4 weeks old is when we start noticing it. They grow super fast too. Just like your kids' fingernails grow, your baby goat hooves grow too. This is how we end up doing the babies. Just put them in your lap and hold them there because they're too little to fit in the head. You can see their little feet though. They just have, you still have the little white tips though that you can trim and get the dirt and stuff out of the crevices. So we also wanted to mention that we try to trim our goat hooves every 2 weeks. That doesn't always happen. Right now it's been about 3. We really appreciate you watching. We really appreciate your subscription, your support of our small farm. I am going to get back to milking Miss Dolly. So y'all have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.